I'm Kaylin, and I am co-owner of K2Cam, a marketing firm, also of the Golden Flow system of accelerated well-being and abundance. So you can call me your abundance coach, or you can call me your marketing strategist. In this video, my buddy Oberon, who always joins me in my videos, he helps me remember what I'm supposed to talk about, and he asks some great questions. He and I are going to talk to you about my book, because I want you to walk away with the 4 keys that are in my very, hopefully simple and short book that can help you as a business owner really change things up, really have your business become your expression and have it become something that really has you helping people with whatever it is that you offer, and also really has you earning money. Now, if you're familiar with the law of attraction, and if you're a spiritual entrepreneur, then you know this idea that in the world, everything that you put out is going to come back to you. Kind of like the golden rule, treat others the way you want to be treated because, that's the way you're going to be treated, that kind of thing. Well, whether you are familiar with the law of attraction, the golden rule or not, you probably have this sense that what you put out in life kind of does come back. The energy that you really activate or that you come from is the energy that comes back to you. This is really important with your business when it comes down to making your business work, because being a business owner, being an entrepreneur is so different than being an employee. When you're an employee, once you clock out, you get to walk away and leave everything behind. Whereas when you're an entrepreneur, you carry this weight of the stress of, perhaps the paychecks of your workers, perhaps trying to figure out how to get more business. You carry all of these things with you 24/7. It's a very different game that you're playing at that point. And in some ways, I see it as a much bigger game. For that reason, a part of the title of my book is The 4 Keys to Living Large, because an entrepreneur is always going to live large. Now, the book wasn't necessarily intended for entrepreneurs, but we're going to extract the part and apply it to you so that you can see how you can use this to help you in your business. So the 4 keys are, number 1, knowing yourself. You have to know yourself. This is the first causality in so many religions. What it means is that you have to understand where you're coming from. For example, you already have an entrepreneurship, or if you're going to create one, well, hopefully if you already have one, it's coming from your passion. You're looking at doing something that you love doing, that you're really good at doing because you do it all the time. I like to say that entrepreneurs tend to be borderline obsessed. At least this is a sign of one. They're so borderline obsessed that all they can do is talk about what it is that they love doing all of the time. I mean, to the point to where you're not even listening and they don't really care. They just like to feel like someone's listening. That's how much they love what they're doing. So you can't possibly do what you love doing if you don't know yourself. You have to know yourself. You have to know what you're good at. You have to know what you're not good at so that you know where to get help in your business and where to really focus in your business. Yes, a lot of us entrepreneurs, I've been there too, kind of go, well, I can't afford to pay other people to do things for me. I'm just starting out, so I have to do everything. I understand that you might need that initially, but at some point you want your plan to include moving to a phase where you really are getting that help. Why? Because you have to know yourself. You have to know what you're good at and do that, and let other people who are good at other pieces contribute that. That makes a much stronger combined effort versus you exhausting yourself trying to do everything. So that's the first key, know yourself. The second key is that you have to allow everything that is. In other words, if you are my buddy here, Oberon, and you want to start a business where you sell bones, because you see, after Oberon eats, that's one of the things he has left over, a lot of bones. And my buddy here, Oberon, he thinks that a lot of people might want to use the bones for art or drumming. He doesn't know, but he thinks that this could be a business for him. Well, he has to allow things to also be what they are. Maybe selling bones really is what he's meant to do, maybe not. He needs to allow all of life to be what it is, and in that sense, recognize whether or not there's a demand for it. Recognize whether or not this is really what he is meant to do, what people are really going to want or not. He needs to allow things to be the way they are. He needs to allow himself to recognize, for example, that if people are only willing to pay 10 cents for a bone, that's the way it is. Then he has to work with that. If people are willing to pay more, that's great. But do you get a sense of what I'm saying? You can't control everything. Stephen Covey talked about like your circle of influence and the things that you could control and the things that were outside. If it's outside, allow it. If it's inside, you really want to allow it too. But in other words, if it's outside of your circle of influence, you're not going to control it. You're going to go crazy trying to control it. You can try to make it happen, but you're going to be spending so much of your energy and effort there. That's not what an authentic entrepreneur does, because an authentic entrepreneur is in a constant state of expression. They're enjoying, they're creating, they're producing, they're doing what they do, and they're loving it. They're not trying to make things happen. They're doing what they love. It's a very different energy that they're coming from. Do you get a bit of a sense of that? Instead of trying to make things happen and trying to do things a certain way, trying to go out and get clients. Sure, they're going to do that too. And in other videos, I'll talk to you about ways to market, because you have to, in this day and age, really attract a lot of clients. Have a lot of inbound marketing, as it's called. You can't go out and sell people. People don't want to be sold to anymore. It doesn't work. It might work for you, but for most of us, not even. So instead, we have to really allow. We have to allow people to have their process. We have to allow them to get to know us and to know what our bones are all about if you're Oberon, what you could use them for. You know, maybe Oberon should write a blog about the 101 uses of bones and constantly talk about them. Who knows? Maybe as Oberon gets deeper into it, he'll find that they can be ground up and used for calcium. I have no idea. That's totally off the top of our head. But the idea is, I want you to get a sense that when you're all about your passion, ideas like that start to come forward. In other words, you get deeper and deeper and you really become the expert. You're the professional. You're the one that knows all about it. That doesn't happen when you're not in that place of allowing yourself to go deeper into your pursuit, allowing the world to be the way it is and to work with you the way it is. Very important step number 2, because that also is a place of allowing your success to come when it's meant to come to the degree. And yes, you could totally speed that up with your marketing, or you could totally slow that down if you're not marketing yourself. That's why marketing is such a key for business. All right, let's get back. So step number 3 is then owning. You have to really own yourself. You have to take responsibility for who you are, for your shortfalls and your strengths, for the things that you do or say where you fumble over yourself, the things where you're brilliant. You have to own all of it. A lot easier to own our strengths, our gifts, our skills, and it's a lot harder to recognize the places where, you know, maybe bones just isn't it. Maybe Oberon has to own that there's got to be something else, because we all have a gift. So there's got to be some special thing that he can do, something that he really loves doing. And he just needs to own wherever he's at and own what his experience is, because there's no other way to change it. Then number 4 is your expression. You see, you really will find that when it's something you love, you express yourself. Maybe it's something that you don't think is business worthy, but you express it all the time, something you love talking about. No, I'm not talking about gossiping about the neighbors. That's not what I mean. I mean something about you, something that genuinely interests you, something that grabs your attention and won't let go. These are the kind of things that are meaningful to us. Being an authentic entrepreneur is all about things that are meaningful to us. It's about living that way, benefiting others with that meaningful thing to us, and then allowing life or law of attraction or the golden rule or whatever you want to take our expression and bring it back to us in the form of money, in the form of a reputation, of wonderful gratitude perhaps from customers or clients who appreciate and who have benefited from what we've offered. There are so many different benefits that will come forward. Perhaps, if nothing else, just the love and ability to go deeper into what you are passionate about. But you really want to take these 4 steps. When you're partaking in these 4 steps, you will find yourself getting deeper and deeper into the flow of whatever it is that you want, but certainly business and your business expression. See, expression, which is the 4th key, is like the icing on the cake. It's the most important piece because that's what everyone then sees on the outside, just like icing on a cake. It's you really saying who you are, to which the universe will always respond and will always really appreciate, acknowledge, and give back to you from that place. Now, a lot of the times, one of the things that happens is that we are inauthentic in our expression, and the universe won't respond to that. Law of attraction will take your energy that is inauthentic and respond to inauthenticity, but generally speaking, those aren't going to be the kind of experiences you really want coming your way. So expression can be real tricky. I feel like it's taken me quite some time to really get to the point where I'm more comfortable with my expression. And if you watch my videos, I fumble some. Hopefully, I'll get better and better as I go, and I'm trusting that I will. But the point is, it's all about really your expression. That's one thing that I love about marketing. Marketing is all about expression, and that's why I see it as such a key for businesses. Because I've seen some businesses who do amazing things, but they don't market themselves. They don't really tell people about what they do, and they become the best kept secret. Perhaps the universe's secret, because they're brilliant, and they're so great at what they do, but they don't really get the word out, so no one finds out. People can't come and knock on your door or send you an email or call you on your business line when they don't know what to call you about. They can't show up and ask for something when you haven't put your expression in place. So these are the 4 keys. When you really know yourself and you know your strengths, you're also going to be a better leader as the leader of your entrepreneurial business. When you're allowing, you allow people to talk to you and you listen to what they need so that you know how to respond, so that you know how to tailor what it is that you offer and how it is that you see that it can or maybe can't help them. You allow. Number 3, you own. You own yourself. You own your business. You own the stress, perhaps, and the additional responsibility. The fact that being an entrepreneur means 24/7. There's no such thing as a vacation for me. There's only working vacations. There's almost no such thing as dinners for me. They're often working dinners. Why? Because I love what I do and I'm always thinking about one of my 3 businesses, and I'm always doing something with one of my 3 businesses all of the time. So you have to own that. You have to decide that that's the way it is and be okay with it. But more importantly, really, like I said, own those shortcomings. And then you really have to have your expression. You really want to make sure that you are telling people about what you do in a very fun, friendly way, because we don't want to be sold to, and because there are so many people all over social media, all over everywhere, trying to sell and trying to tell us about what they do. That's why you have to start to get more creative in today's day and age. And you have to really position yourself as an expert so that you can start to attract an audience who wants to hear your expression. That's when your expression really starts to bring back some abundance, some recognition, that following, and your business expanding. So there you have the 4 keys. I know Oberon, he's so good at reminding me to tell you, if you're interested, be sure to subscribe. If you go down below, you can post comments. Please do. I'd be happy to address questions or comments that you have about this topic or about anything regarding your entrepreneurial business or your authentic entrepreneurship, your personal experience as an entrepreneur. But also down below, you'll see a link to a place where you can sign up if you would like to get emails, because I'm always sending out great information to help you in your business so that you can enjoy the richness of life, not just financially, but in all ways of being a successful entrepreneur who feels great about themselves, who's helping other people, who's being authentic, and has these 4 keys so that they're in the flow of business and living large. So, Oberon, thank you for joining me and talking about our 4 keys today. I hope we've helped you and gotten you thinking a little. And yes, please be sure to comment.